us. No. They not like us. What? They not like us. No. They not like us. No.
The people are watching you. They are watching you and they're judging you.
That video has over 1.3 million shares. Before he turned the comments off, it was full of people making fun of Serena Williams' looks. Who's surprised? Calling her manly, comparing her to different animals. I was happy to see there was a good chunk of people getting him together about this being inappropriate. And I saw him in the comments saying like, "Oh guys, this isn't me making fun of her. I love Serena Williams." And he's changed the caption so people know that he's not making fun of her. But you are a man. And before someone checks me, he identifies as a man. This is where common sense, cultural context, and self-awareness has to come in. Some media training has to come in. You're not responsible for the comments people leave. You are responsible for the way you make them feel. You made them comfortable to comment that type of disgusting language because you posted a video making fun of her. You're making fun of her. How else was this supposed to be interpreted? You put on a crazy wig, you put on a crazy outfit with your belly hanging out, and you mocked her. Like, let's not play semantics. That's what you did. If you saw that the comments were overwhelmingly negative, why did you keep the video up? I know why. Because you are more invested in viral moments than protecting Black women and not creating spaces that tear us down. That is what it is. Let's call it what it is. Serena Williams has been a victim for so long of Black men in particular misgendering her, calling her a man, comparing her to different animals. You really saw that and decided to just add yourself to the number. And make other people comfortable doing the same. Disgusting. Of course, when you have a crazy viral video, what does that mean? People are going to copy you. Not only are they going to copy you, they're going to try to one-up you by being even more disrespectful. Because creators who are lazy are prone to relying on inflammatory content to get people upset and angry. So now they're trying to one-up what you did. This is somebody wearing a horse mask pretending to be Serena Williams. Some of y'all just aren't going to beat the "you don't like Black women" allegations. And we see why. Because you're always going to choose a viral moment. You're always going to choose making other people laugh at our expense. I already know people are going to get my comments and say it's not that deep. I don't really care if you feel that way. Because until you're as decorated as Serena Williams and made fun of the way that she is unprovoked, your opinion doesn't matter.
So apparently there are some Black men that are upset with Serena Williams crip walking at Kendrick Lamar's performance. Men, did you hear me say some? All right. First off, we have Stephen A. Smith, who said that he would divorce Serena Williams for the Super Bowl halftime appearance. Which to that, all I have to say is, you know what? It's a great thing that we live in reality and not La La Land. Because you are not married to the greatest athlete of our generation. But I'm not here to talk about Stephen A. Smith. I'm here to talk about Mr. Jason Whitlock. Now, Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, basically has been, 10 toes down behind his wife, as he should. And he understands the significance, obviously, for her performance on that halftime show. Jason Whitlock decided to quote tweet him and say, "This is Serena's husband, a true beta. He's mad at me rather than the wife crip walking and still talking about Drake. Simp." Now, I think Alexis did quote tweet him first, but regardless, Alexis was correct. Now, Jason responded, and now we are going to read Alexis's response. I get it. You're 57, and life didn't turn out the way you imagined. That kind of disappointment must be exhausting. You're the embodiment of peaked in high school, spending decades chasing validation from strangers through likes and digital hugs, only to find that no amount of external approval fills the void. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Criticism only fuels your victim complex, reinforcing the comforting delusion that there's some grand conspiracy against you and your brave ideas, when in reality, you just got terrible takes. It's a cycle. Outrage, backlash, self-pity, repeat. This is a lonely road. There's still time to rewrite the ending. Start by working on yourself first. You'll find that if you wake up every morning trying to be a little better, a little more curious, you won't have time for irrational hating. You'll be too busy winning. I love a calm read. A calm, cool, collected read because they can't come at you for saying that you angry and nothing. And I haven't seen if Jason responded, but honestly, there ain't shit he could say to this. There ain't shit you could say to this. Shout out to Serena's husband. That man is 10 toes down behind his wife. He takes care of his wife, his children. He's a feminist. He literally goes into Facebook groups, I believe into, Facebook groups because he has a mixed daughter, and learn how to do that girl's hair. And he owns Reddit. Forgot to mention that. He owns Reddit. So, of course, somebody who owns Reddit can draft up paragraphs like this. I know this shit hit Jason straight in his chest. I'm talking a swift kick right in the fucking sternum. I know that shit just hurt. And honestly, 10 out of 10.
Every time I get in discussions with black men, reminding myself that these men, especially black men, annoying. Literally annoying. There's nothing I can say to them that hasn't been said already. Nothing. Black men, I wonder at times, I really wonder how lonely it is for them, really. Because why would you think, Ukutuena, if I wish you would be divorced? Why? Asas. Every time I talk to black men, I'm reminded of a reality that is unseen. But anyways, I don't have anything long to say because I have someone else to attach. Hello, cutie. So now I'm gonna attach her and you're going to see her.
Let this be your daily reminder that the demographics are not your allies and they never will be. Part of the reason I didn't get excited about or participate in the Kendrick versus Drake feud is because both of them have done black women horrifically and they use black women as cannon fodder throughout this battle. And the truth is, they're both trash. I knew the things that they were going to say before they even said it, and I made a video about this last year. Because it's obvious, yeah, Drake is a PDF file, and Kendrick has been with his so-called, light bright queen, who he claims is a black woman but really isn't, for over a decade, and made her a baby mama multiple times and hasn't married her. Oh, you claim you're so pro-black, said Drake, but you don't date women who are darker than paper bags. True. Just like it's true of most of the dark-skinned demographics. And I don't believe Kendrick ever called Drake on it, but the truth is he was getting next to unambiguous black women for clout. He was trying to siphon their blackness to shore up his own credentials. So no, he doesn't get credit for that. He tried to give himself credit on one of those songs. Oh, I date all the complexions. And you've married 0 of them. And then you want to try to make yourself the victim with that 42 rings thing? You're like an idiot. But I said on Sunday when I discovered it was in fact Serena dancing in Kendrick's set, it never serves us to get involved in these battles between men because they're going to use your body as fodder. I did think in that instance the fact that Drake had been so thoroughly embarrassed would protect her from any backlash, but I underestimated the ingenuity of the ordinary demographics. They can't wait to display their hatred towards you. Be reminded these are not your allies. They do want your labor just as much as the other people who are trying to rage bait you into doing their dirty work. During this season, they are angry because they're the first ones you divested from. They are angry because they haven't been getting their quotient of your labor recently. So they want to embarrass you as much as they can in front of the world. They can't wait to show everyone how much they hate you. And they're the ones who have made stuff like this okay. They're the ones who have made it acceptable for the world to treat you badly. Notice if the world says something about them, now it's a problem. Now people can get fired. Now people can get demoted. Now people have to pay fines. Drake is literally suing people for playing Not Like Us, but they've made a whole genre out of calling you out of your name, out of embarrassing you in front of the whole world, out of talking down about you, out of calling you animal names. And I'm not just talking about hip hop. Look at all of Black male-centered television for the last 30, 40 years. Shows like Martin, In Living Color, going back to Sanford and Son. Their comedy shows like Kings of Comedy. Who's always the butt of the joke? And notice how it's always so intentional. They use the N-word, for example, all the time in hip hop, but they're very clear. Nobody else can use the N-word. They mock Black women and leave the door open in imitation. Invite other people in to denigrate you. They're not your allies. They're not your community. You better leave them alone. Because this video has over 1 million likes. That's just likes. That's not views. That's not shares. And all these comments calling Serena out of her name, denigrating her appearance, calling her masculine. The same thing the demographics have been saying since I was a child 30 years ago. But why are they doing this now? Because they're angry they don't have access to her. She wasn't a sucker. A lot of Black women try to transmute the disrespect with their hard labor. They show, well, if I can run a little faster on the hamster wheel, if I give you all more money, more attention, more this, more adulation, you will treat me better. And that is what the suckers have done. That's what Mary J. Blige did. That's what Jill Scott did. That's what Wendy Williams did. These will be laying up in your bed with another woman, giggling about you, spending your money on somebody else, laughing in your face because you tried to get the Black love. Don't be a sucker. And I would be remiss if I didn't say all of this really stems from self-hatred. This man hates himself. He thinks he is ugly. So he projects his self-hatred onto any woman who shares the characteristics of being dark-skinned or having Afrocentric features. And guess what? He is ugly. I talked about this yesterday on my YouTube live. You know, men will be genuinely unattractive, like Biggie. They will hate themselves with reason. You know, they look in the mirror and see a monster, and then they want to project that onto beautiful women, like Lil' Kim. You know, Biggie projected his own self-hatred of his truly monstrous self onto Lil' Kim, and she began to believe that she needed surgeries, that she needed to bleach her skin, that she needed to not be Black. When in reality, she was stunning, and she was an abuse victim of this freak and a bunch of other men like him. Her first surgery was out of necessity due to a man having beaten her face and broken it. But then after that, she continued to believe, because she had men in her ear telling her there was something wrong with her, that she needed to change her appearance, that who she was intrinsically wasn't enough, that she had to be hypersexualized in order to be valuable. And then, of course, he ended up marrying Faith Evans, who, you know, looks like the exact opposite. But stop allowing yourselves to be triangulated, because whether you look like Faith Evans, Halle Berry, Serena, Kenya Moore, Brandy, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, all these women have been treated horribly by the demographics. They don't even treat their so-called dream girls well, so run. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't say the other reason that they're doing this is they're failed men. Other men are inventing apps. Other men are out here literally taking over the world in business meetings and whatnot. And what is this freak doing? Putting on a skirt to mock a Black woman who is one of the most talented women on earth, one of the greatest athletes of all times, incredibly accomplished, business owner, Olympian, world record setter, and all he can do is try and bring her down. What a loser. That's it. Like and follow for more.
This is the problem. You knew that Serena Williams has been bullied for years about her appearance, her skin color. They're calling her a masculine man, A powerful Black woman has been attacked by white people for years and been called a man for years. She's one of the best tennis players in the United States history, in the fucking world. And you got your Black ass on this, your gay Black ass on this app, knowing you are part of a marginalized community and an even smaller marginalized community, and you still think it's funny to talk about the appearance of a Black woman. And when I say talk, I mean you talk through the dances in your video, the wig you wore, the shoes you wore. It's a conversation, a caricature piece. And I want you to understand that you doubled down on it, because what you did was you said, oh, You didn't say when I did this about other people that it was wrong. You didn't say when I did this before it was a problem. Just because people hold you accountable now does not mean it was never an issue. And the fact that you haven't deleted it off of Instagram because it has 71 million views speaks volumes. You don't like black women and you think this shit is funny and it's not.